Hi, welcome to another edition of Geek Gumbo. I'm your host, Daiquiri Jack. So, I just got finished watching Solo, a Star Wars story. Not too bad. Not too bad. They are definitely keeping up with the same kind of quality that they did with Rogue One in terms of setting, in terms of costuming. The sets look gorgeous. This really does feel like a Star Wars movie. The story was okay. I mean, it wasn't anything fantastic. I don't. It was nice to be able to see this side of Han. How he got where he was to where he was going, that kind of thing. How did he meet Lando? How did he get the Falcon? How did he meet Chewbacca? I don't know. It wasn't like there was anything bad about it. The guy that played, Donald Glover, played Lando, did a really good job. The guy that played Han Solo did a really good job. I enjoyed Woody Harrelson playing Beckett was fantastic. I thought he was a great part of this movie. And he's been getting a lot of those types of parts, so it's been nice to see that the gruff rogue. He did a good job. I enjoyed it. Emily Clark's character was interesting, and her English accent made her feel like she grew up in an imperial type of area, because that's how they depict people from the imperial worlds more, is the British accent. I don't know, so it kind of worked for her. A lot of the story was it was interesting. Did I thoroughly like it? It was nice to see, and I will certainly see it again as a Star Wars fan. But it wouldn't blow me away or anything like that. Actually, I will be honest. So there were a few points that were pretty telegraphed. It's like, okay, we know this is going to happen. We know this is going to happen. The one thing, spoilers, one thing that actually made me sit up for a moment and go, that's interesting, is Darth Maul. I don't want to get too deep into it, but he makes an appearance at the end of the movie that I was like, what's this story? This is the story that I would like to see a little bit more of. I would love to know these kinds of details. What's up? They definitely carried over what was going on that was established during the Rebels cartoon series, where he made his appearance again. He's saying he's got his robot legs, and he's got the Inquisitor dual saber, so you can see that broken ring around the saber. So. He's mentioning, "Come see me on Dathomir," and I was like, what's up here? So honestly, that was really the one point where I found that interesting. Being how I've read the book, the old books, and was expecting quite a few, to see how they treated quite a few things. It was a little interesting to see what they changed in the books. The Kessel Run was for spice. some type of mind-enhancing spice that they would get off of Kessel, and then they'd have to run around this space anomaly called the Maw that was a bunch of black holes and shit like that, and run through there. In the movie, they changed up. They did mention something about spice, but what they were really going for is this really explosive type of hyperspace fuel. And that the reason that they had to... They finally explained what the hell with this whole parsecs thing. Because everybody always thought, made the Kessel run in 12 parsecs. What the flying fuck does that mean? Parsecs is a unit of distance, not of speed. Or, it didn't make sense at the time. Now it does. Because they had to go through something called the Maelstrom, where it was a set type of a set course that they had to go through in order to be able to navigate this weird anomaly of crap. And Han and them found an impossible shortcut to make their way through. Now that actually makes a little more sense. Interesting. I didn't mind the changes to the Millennium Falcon. I mean, everybody kept going, why is it doesn't have the fork in the front? Well, it did. And Lando even says that, hey, I did quite a few customizations, like I put a cap on the fork, which consequentially falls off after an exciting flight, and the ship is beat all to hell. So that made a bit more sense. I like that. The relationship between Han and Chewie was interesting. I found it a little convenient that Han just goes, "Oh yeah, I happen to know a little bit of Wookiee," and actually starts. I'm like, what? Okay, no explanation ever given. Chewbacca never says anything about the life debt that everybody always knew about. He's just kind of like, okay, well, I'm just going to keep hanging with you. So, none of that interaction. Not that it was entirely necessary, but it would have been, I don't know, maybe interesting to see how that conversation between the two of them would have gone out. I don't know. Again, it was a good movie. It was an entertaining movie. But other than, one or two parts here and there, this was not something that blew me away. If I had to rate this, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. It's close to how I feel about Rogue One. In fact, I would probably put it on par with Rogue One. Especially because of the fact that it didn't have... There was a few spots in Rogue One that just made me kind of go... Argh. So, at least we didn't get that. This movie actually had some interesting stuff. It didn't really have any kind of groaners in there, so that was kind of nice. I was a little confused about the Marauder part, but okay. Yeah, I don't know. Long story short is it's good. It's worth a watch. At the very least, it's worth picking up when it finally comes out on video. One of the two. So a good addition to the franchise. So let's see where Disney goes from there. Till next time, I'm Daiquiri Jack. This is Geek Gumbo. There it is.